What does it mean to be a high value man? I see this term thrown about so often when it comes to men's self-improvement, this idea that you need to be a high value man. And when it gets defined, it's usually pretty stupid and superficial. To be a high value man, you have to make a whole lot of money, you have to drive a nice car, you have to dress well, you have to be like super fit and muscular and all this stuff. Yeah, it's probably good to do. I mean, I would love to like have and be all of those things, but the simple fact of the matter is a lot of those things aren't going to be attainable to most people. And if you don't have a lot of money, and if you don't have a nice car, and if you don't live in a nice house and all these stuff, like, does that inherently make you less valuable as a man? Because to me, we shouldn't tie in all of these expectations to what it means to be a man, because being a man is not any one thing. It is a very personal journey for every single one of us. And to constrict what it means to be a man, or specifically a high value man, which is the type of man that all of us strive towards being, so therefore the epitome of man, it can be restrictive. And if you cannot meet those expectations, then you might start to think of yourself as being less of a man because you don't have like 6 figures in the bank, or you don't drive a Ferrari, or you're not dating like 3 Russian models at the same time. So I want to give you 3 truths that I know about what it means to be a high value man, and we're going to start with that straight away. Okay, so here is truth the first. No one has to value you. Even if you do go ahead and make all of that money and you drive that nice car and you live in that nice penthouse, all that stuff, there is every chance that people still won't think of you as a valuable person. Because imagine you had all of those possessions, but then you were like a massive asshole. No one is going to respect you. No one is going to value you. And like, sorry, no, like people actually don't value whether or not someone is an asshole, at least the vast majority of like functioning people in the world. So whether you're rich or poor, whether you have a big house or a small house, whether you drive a really, really nice car or a really, really crappy car, or you date like a supermodel or like just a regular ass woman, this is not a guarantee that someone is going to think of you as, wow, this is a high value man. This is a high value individual. Because first of all, and here's like a sub-truth, like no one in real life uses that term. No one is passing by like the business executive, you know, coming out of their meeting, you know, from one of the restaurants in the Shard in London and getting into their brand new Audi and thinking to themselves, ooh, that's a high value man right there. Like no one thinks like that. Why? And that brings me into truth number 2. Everyone values different things. And I know this is like painfully obvious, but I feel I have got to say it anyway. Yes, there are going to be some people who value money over everything else. Some people who value whether or not you have a nice car over everything else, you know, whether you have a nice house or a really attractive spouse or like a bunch of kids, or whether or not you are a good Christian or a good Muslim or a good Jew or whatever it is. There's going to be so many reasons why different people value you as a person, and trying to attenuate your life so that you can appear to be someone of high value to every single group of people there is going to be a massive waste of time. Which of course brings us neatly into truth number 3. You have got to learn how to value yourself without all of those things. Now, why do you have to do this? Well, for the simple fact that all of those things could be taken away from you at any time. If you've got a bunch of money, you could be hit with a massive fine for whatever reason. Maybe you didn't even do anything, but you get slapped with a massive fine anyway, and you can't fight it in court, and that's it. That's all your money is gone. Or like you bet it all on Dogecoin and you lose it all, and that's it, all your money is gone. Or you have a super nice car and then somebody T-bones it and it's gone. Or you have a really nice house and then, you know, it catches on fire and that house is gone. even some of the other stuff I mentioned earlier, you know, whether or not you are a good member of whatever religious institution you belong to. Like, imagine some person like at the top of the religious organization just one day says, well, no, you're no longer welcome here for whatever reason it is, you know, because blowing all your money on Dogecoin is an offense against God, and therefore you shouldn't be in this church anymore. Like, these things can happen. Everything that you think that another person could value you for can be taken away in an instant. And if that is what you value yourself over, then guess what? All of your value as a man has just been stripped away, and you are left with nothing. But if it does all go away, does that actually mean that you are inherently a worse person? Are you less of a man because you don't have all of these things and all of these possessions and all of these accolades and this, that, and the other? No, of course not. You are the same man you were before. You are just as much of a man as you were before. You've got to work on yourself for the sake of you. You have to value yourself, because no one else is going to. No one else is guaranteed to value you. And even if somebody does value you for any number of things, or this thing or that thing or whatever it is, money, fame, women, whatever it is, all of that can be taken away in an instant. And then what? Am I saying that you shouldn't strive towards making a bunch of money or aiming for that nice car, that big house, that like super attractive spouse? No, of course not, because I'm not an idiot. Like, I'm aiming towards those things. Probably in the camera shots, you've probably seen my vision boards behind me of what it is that I'm aiming for in life. I'm just as shallow as everyone else. I want loads of money. I want a big house. I want a nice car. I want a really attractive wife. All that stuff. But you cannot let those things affect your self-worth. You, as a product of simply being alive, are as worthy as everyone else, as being seen as valuable to yourself. You have got to take value from being who you are, from doing the things that make you happy, for working towards your goals and your vision in life. That is where your worth and that is where your value comes from. It comes from you, not from anyone else, not from anything else, because when it comes from outside of you, that can be taken away in an instant. You have got to take value from yourself as a man, as who you are. Oh, and I almost forgot. Truth number 4 about being a high value man. A high value man always smashes the like button on these videos, because it really helps to support the channel and to support the growth of the channel. It means that these videos will get out to more and more people so that I can help more and more men. So a true high value man is going to smash the like button and maybe subscribe, but you know, that entirely depends. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have found this video useful, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos here on this channel very soon.